Hello goodness, welcome to another video, and boy do we have a lot to talk about. David Coote, that whole saga. There's been, stuff that has shown the games he's refed us in where he's been dodgy, so we're going to be going through that. And the VAR audio has been released for Saliba's red card against Bournemouth, and I think it was an absolute joke. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button too, it'll be greatly appreciated. But let us get into that VAR audio and have a listen to the Saliba one against Bournemouth.
Checking decision for possible dog zone. Okay, so the ball. Can you give me another angle just to see the trajectory of the ball?
The trajectory of the ball is panning.
Yeah, wide view, please. Wide view, please.
Yeah.
Play
So this is at full speed.
Yep. So the ball is coming into his path,
coming to him,
and the keeper's going backwards. So show me that wide angle again.
I've got 18-yard camera here.
Yeah, roll it through. So pause it at the time of the foul. Just there. Give me a still image now. And go to wide angle again. Wide angle again.
Wide angle again.
Yep. So considerations are Ben White's too far away.
Yeah.
And he's not going to cover. The ball's coming into this channel, and the keeper's backpedaling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we listen to that first half, you can see they're clearly saying, Ben White is covering defender. And my biggest thing with VAR, at the beginning of the season, you know what they said? They were like, VAR's going to be less and less involved. And you can tell the referee had made the decision. If the referee's decision is that, VAR's not meant to get involved to this extent. It wasn't a glaring, clear red card at all. It wasn't a big red card to send the referee to the monitor. It was one where you could side with the referee, let the game flow, let the game go. I'm not disputing that Saliba should have definitely not been sent off, but I am disputing the way that they've gone about it. Let's continue listening.
Against Doxa, there's clear evidence of Doxa. He's goal side, and the ball is only going to get possession from the attacker. Okay, Rob, you need to go now back. Yeah. I'm going to recommend an on-field review for potential Doxa. APP. I'll check the APP now. Okay. Yeah, so it's a defensive player that kicks the ball. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, confirm it's a defensive player, so offside's not an issue. Yeah.
And are we showing this wide angle or the high?
I want to show him the movement of the play first.
So we're just going to end it there because we all know what happened in the end. The red card was given. But I feel like, what I just said there in terms of we often keep the referee's decision. There was no need for this to continue going for VAR to keep on getting involved to the extent they did. But then when you also think about the fact that the coverage has only been for the Arsenal game, how about Tosin? How about Van der Ven against Crystal Palace? These are all decisions where Arsenal fans, we feel like we've been hard done by, but nothing's been released. It seems like it's only Arsenal which get their decisions released into the air. Nobody has to have this same sort of just this traffic towards the decisions that are made in our games, and it's not fair, to be honest. We want fair, we want clarity, and the media heavily influence what is consumed. And when all of this content is being consumed of Arsenal's decisions only, it just makes everybody go against Arsenal quicker, and that's not fair at all. I want to see the Chelsea one with Tosin. I want to see the Van der Ven one against Crystal Palace for Tottenham. Those were red cards, especially if Saliba's one is a red card. But, maybe I'm just an Arsenal fan that's being biased. Let me know down below. Do you feel like Saliba's decision, okay, maybe it is a red card, but do you like the way the media have gone about it? Do you like the way the referees went about it? There's been this high threshold for a very, very long time with VAR, and we clearly haven't seen it, and that is just not fair. Let's get on to David Coote. Has actually influenced games, for us. I know that it was Liverpool he was talking about in that video, but there's been games where he's refereed and you just think, what on earth is that decision? I'm going to point to the one against Crystal Palace away from home at Selhurst Park. That was absolutely ridiculous. I do not know why Tomiyasu was given a red card. The first one was an offence for throwing, giving him a yellow card for that. Absolutely ridiculous. A higher threshold has to be given for yellow cards than throw-ins. It was only Arsenal last season who seemed to get penalised for throw-in decisions. Then the red card decision, him pulling back the defender, pulling back the attacker. Again, it's so petty. The refereeing decisions against Arsenal, it's all just pettiness. I've never really had a decision where I can be like 100% that's not a red card, that's a red card, sorry. Maybe Saliba's, maybe that's one where I was like, okay, that's a red card. But many of ours, it's just an absolute joke. And it wasn't even that game. We obviously ended up going on to win. The game that followed that against Fulham was 2-2, where Tomiyasu was suspended. We needed him in that game. You know, these refereeing decisions make a massive impact on further results. And David Coote, we've seen, this is just one example of a referee who obviously had a track record, you know, where he was, I don't know, the drugs thing. There was a lot going on for him. And just knowing that he refereed some of our games when we were going for the Premier League title, it doesn't fill me with any confidence at all for the rest of the referees. Imagine what they're doing, you know, imagine what they're saying behind closed doors. Imagine how they are influenced, you know. It is tricky. We need more referees from other countries. I feel like that's the way we can make this as fair as possible. Bring in, you know, the Champions League referees who are very good, I must say. I've hardly had an issue with Champions League referees, only maybe the one against Inter Milan, where I definitely do feel like that was a penalty on Marino, the punch by Jan Sommer, and then obviously that handball, that's just how handballs are given in the Champions League, so that was kind of unfair. So I do feel like for the safety of the fans, for safety of the game, bring in referees from other countries, just make it fair like that.